What would it be like if you could cut down the time you spent and the frustration while learning new stuff on the guitar by 80%? Well, here's a solution, or rather 5 solutions to that problem. So I've spent many years researching the art of memorization, and I'm very fascinated by how the brain memorizes things. And from that starting point, I have developed all my teaching concepts. So it's a very dear subject of mine, memorization. So these exercises that I will teach you in this video lesson is built up on my experiences with my students and my research about memorization. Okay, let's do it. So we will start out using the A minor pentatonic scale on fret 5 here on the guitar. Box 1 as it's sometimes called. The minor pentatonic, it's familiar to most guitar players. But you can use these exercises on any scale or any arpeggio for that matter. So it's really useful information that you can carry with you the rest of your life. Okay, here's exercise number 1. So we're going to take away looking at the fretboard, okay, looking at your fingers playing, and I want you to just look at the tab provided in this lesson. Print it out and have it in front of you and look at the tab while you're playing, okay? Because we're going to do everything we can to force the brain to come out of its comfort zone. So we're going to use every twist and turn and come from different angles on this scale now, just to force your brain out of the normal way of playing. So the first thing to do is look at the tab and play the scale just straight up and down like this. And as soon as you feel you got a hang of this, just take away the tab paper, okay? Close your eyes and try to visualize this shape on the fretboard now. If you can't do it, bring out the tab again. Take a good look at it. And when you're ready, you close your eyes again and try to visualize it. Open your eyes and play the scale. And it should be perfect every time. If you fail somehow, just repeat this structure again until you can play it right every time from memory. Okay? That was exercise number 1. Let's move on to exercise number 2 now. So most of the people that have been following me for a while know that I'm a really great fan of sequences, which means breaking up the scales into small patterns and moving them up and down note for note. And one of the most efficient sequences when it comes to memorizing stuff is something called string skipping, which I use in all my courses. And that's one very efficient way to break up the normal structure of playing a scale. Okay, let's take a look at string skipping now. So we will play every other string now. So we'll play string number 1 and string number 3. String number 2, string number 4, string number 3, number 5, number 4, and number 6. Like that. And you can use the method again now, looking at the tab instead of the fingers. And when you feel comfortable, take away the tab, close your eyes and try to memorize this string skipping pattern now. Then open your eyes and try to play it. It's a very efficient and time-saving method. So we're going to play this string skipping exercise in 4 different versions. So this was version number 1. Here comes version number 2 now. So now we're going to play the same thing, but on every string we're going to play the high note first. So we're going to play backwards on every string like this. So the high note, the low note. Then we move up, skipping 1 string, come to the D string. High note, low note. So we have played down to the A string, G string, D string, E string, G string, like that. So that was the second version of playing string skipping on this scale. And we can of course use the same method with a visualization technique. So let's try version number 3 now. So now we're going to come down the scale and we're going to play high note, low note. So B string, G string, skipping the B string, up to the B string, down to the D string, up on the G string, down on the A string, D string, E string. So that was version number 3, okay? So we're trying to twist and turn this scale now every way we can. So here comes version number 4. Now we're going to play the low note and the high note, okay? E string, G string, D string, G string, A string, D string, E string. So 4 versions of the same exercise, and for every version you're going to burn this into your memory, and later it will become a muscle memory in your fingers, okay? So here are the 4 versions again. Version number 1, version number 2, version number 3, and version number 4. Okay, so that was string skipping. And I really urge you to spend some time with this until you really get it down. It will help you tremendously, not only with this, but with memorizing anything on the guitar, really. So let's move on now and check out another method to attack this scale from a different angle. So we're going to use another box now. So we're going to use box number 2, the next box up here. But we're going to move it down to here. And that is the major pentatonic scale, really. And it looks like this. And you can of course use these 2 methods that I just taught you on this scale pattern as well, making it really familiar as quickly as possible. And now we're going to move from one to the other, okay? So we're going to play the minor scale up. When we come up here, we'll change to the major scale. Okay, minor scale up, major scale down. And of course, we're going to invert this and play the major scale up and the minor scale down, like this. And that is a great way of learning new material. You mix it up with something else, then you force your brain to play things from memory. For those of you who want to take this a step further, you can play this exercise using the string skipping technique, like this. Not the easiest thing in the world, but very beneficial to your guitar playing. So we have come to the last method that I want to talk about, and that is playing to music. And this cannot be emphasized enough. Something magical really happens when you play to music. And I mean, when it comes to memorization. Of course, there are several other benefits, but it's really great for your memorization to use the scales together with music, because then you start thinking about other things, namely how it sounds and maybe being a bit inventive with the material. So then your fingers have to play the scales without you thinking about it. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate now playing these 2 scales together with backing tracks in different styles. Here we go. So that was the different exercises and coming from different angles when learning a scale. Really try to mix it up, to shift things, to twist and turn the material so that you really have to play it from memory. So these are ways in which you can really cut down the time spent on memorizing material. So I hope you have great fun and success with this material. And until I see you again, don't forget to keep those strings ringing now, okay?